If this is your first time joining us at Papa's house, I'd like you to know that all my family story poems are dedicated to my late wife, Nadine, and to our 3 children and 9 grandchildren. For the past 60 years, I've been writing stories like the one I am about to perform for myself and my family, but I'm excited to share all my stories with you now in hopes that they will spark a loving family memory of your own. Please share them with your loved ones, young and old, and please stay after each performance so I can share some personal history that inspired this story. Today's story poem is called Being 3 Feet Tall. You'll have to stay until the end to learn about why I wrote it, but I'll give you a hint right now. It has to do with when my late wife and I took our 3 small children to Six Flags Magic Mountain, where some rides were a bit out of reach. It is not easy being 3 feet tall. There are so many things I cannot do at all. I'm too short to reach my bathroom sink. I cannot wash my hands or even get a drink. But Papa made me a cool stool out of cherry wood. Now I can reach my sink much better than I could. It is not easy being 3 feet tall. There are so many things I cannot do at all. Papa and I go on very long walks, and I sadly must report I usually stop and cry out, "Papa, my legs are just too short." Papa laughs and lifts me up to ride high upon his shoulder. I could not do that if I was too much taller or too much older. It is not easy being 3 feet tall. There are so many things I cannot do at all. Papa bought me a bike that was too big for me to ride. I can't reach the pedals, I moaned, and then I cried. But Mama tied blocks to my pedals with a ball of twine, and then my little feet could reach the pedals just fine. It is not easy being 3 feet tall. There are so many things I cannot do at all. My family went to a new roller coaster amusement park. We planned to ride roller coasters from morning till dark. We all stood for an hour in a very long line in the hot sun. Then a man pointed at me and said, "Hey there, little one. Stand up against this here pole," he told me with a bark. "To ride this ride, your head needs to be at this here mark." The roller coaster was too big, and I was too short to ride. Mama hugged me, saying, "This is so unfair," and she cried. But Mama and I suddenly stopped our mopes and moans when Papa quickly brought us 2 yummy ice cream cones. I thought as I licked, it's not so bad being 3 feet tall. My big, long list of problems had become short and small. Then I thought it was pretty great being 3 feet tall. I thought of many things that others could not do at all. Papa can toss me up in the air and catch me on the fall. That's a real neat treat for someone being 3 feet tall. But the best thing that is great about being 3 feet tall is that I can nap in my mama's lap, all curled up in a ball. Well, we all have our challenges in life, and I don't want to trivialize any of them, but one challenge we all have been through while growing up was being 3 feet tall. My late wife and I took our 3 kids to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Acres and acres of roller coasters. Oh, we had a great time, but on our way home from our day at this new roller coaster amusement park, my kids sounded upset as they talked about being too short to ride on several of the monster roller coasters. I heard them complain to each other, saying, "It isn't fair being 3 feet tall." And poof, The title for this story poem came from out of the mouths of my babies as they complained how difficult it was for them being 3 feet tall. And just a few months ago, I was performing being 3 feet tall for several classes of primary school kids, kindergarten, first and second graders. It was probably the first time that I was right in amongst my audience, instead of being up on a stage behind a podium in a darkened auditorium with lights in my eyes. I was in their classroom, just standing in front of them. I figured they would just sit, listen, and then be off to recess. Then their teachers would thank me and I would be off. But as I began performing being 3 feet tall and said the line, "I could not wash my hands or even get a drink," a worried and compassionate voice from one little wide-eyed girl grabbed my heart by saying, "Oh no." I paused and looked up. I found her concerned eyes and said back to her, "Yeah, and there's more." Suddenly, this simple recitation performance morphed into an audience participation venue. It was exciting. I wasn't 70 anymore. I was 7, sharing this serious issue of being 3 feet tall with my classmates. That simple "oh no" made me think that there might be a lot of 3-foot boys and girls who would like to add their feelings about this simple story, and maybe other stories of mine like it. This personal experience helped bring me here to you with my decision to start this project called Papa's House. And when my friend, who is helping me make this channel come true, decided to show an early draft of this performance to his 68-year-old mother, he called me and shared his mother's positive reactions. That's when I knew there must be plenty of papas, nanas, grandmas, grandpas, moms, and dads who might enjoy having access to all my family story poems and might watch them with their kids and grandkids. And all of you can call me Papa, too. If you're still watching, comment "family" below, and I'll respond to you directly. Thank you.